Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick thing.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
But we don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Gonorrhea. Oh. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop! Stop it now! I order you to stop! I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to fall in line with their emotions. It's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Welcome to another Grunt Speak, which is actually live from the lair. And today we're going to be talking about something that we've all been noticing for years. The one-sided bias of the mainstream media and big tech. I can't tell you how many times I've heard on alternate news channels about horrific things happening only to have it either not mentioned at all on mainstream media or lightly touched upon, or it's a quick snippet and then it's off to another news cycle. Now, we've been dealing with unchecked immigration for about a decade. I'd say maybe more than that, maybe 18 years, ever since Obama. We've closed down the asylums. We used to have some pretty good asylums here in Michigan, and they're gone now. They were crazy haunted, but you're never going to get rid of the crazies, no matter what you do. You can throw compassion at them. You can do whatever you want. Evil is still going to be evil, and it's going to use the excuse of mental illness to do evil. Now, I watched that video of that young girl being executed on that train because that's what happened. And the thing that broke me, I couldn't even watch the entire thing. I just watched the beginning, was the look of shock, horror, and helplessness in her face as it was happening to her. And the other people in the car who watched it happen and did nothing. Now, I get it. We had the individual in New York who stepped up and tried to do the right thing and got almost crucified for it. So there's a lot of people out there who are like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get involved because I don't have $1 million to defend myself in court. I don't want to spend, 10 to 20 years in prison or get sued into the Stone Age. But you see what's going on out there in the real world. You need to maintain your situational awareness, and you might have to step up to defend yourself and your loved ones, which we'll talk about towards the end of the show. But I got Battle Dwarf on station, and we have all kinds of information for you, even stuff that happened that was never really in the mainstream. So
I did a little extra digging on this one. Before we get started, I want to point out that I got a horn mug for my beer, and that's Mjolnir on there, Thor's hammer on my horn mug full of beer.
Yep. And just to forewarn everyone, I might have to hit the pisser more than usual because I took my blood pressure pill about an hour ago or 2 hours ago at 6 o'clock.
Are you feeling delicate this evening?
I am probably going to have to take some Pepe breaks. It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old. Got a bad prostate. That's just the way it rolls.
Malfunctioning, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get you a butt plug to keep continuous pressure on that prostate.
I'll take a pass. Thank you.
No homo.
No homo. I'll take a pass to anything going in my ass.
Airborne physical. So I'm going to start this all the way back in 1968. I noticed this about 10 years ago. Actually, I've known about it for decades because the Charles Manson case was one of the most famous cases in the country. And all through the 70s and the 80s, there were movies about Charlie Manson, and all the stories were there. And naturally, being a normal red-blooded American male, I was like, oh, sweet serial killers. Let's read that one.
Great.
So I read into old Charlie, and he got around. The guy was not an idiot. He wasn't some creepy, dirty hippie like everybody thinks he was. The guy was intelligent as hell. Crazy, undoubtedly. Completely batshit nuts. But this guy got his way into all kinds of parties in Malibu and Calabasas and a whole bunch of other places in California where all of the important people live. He actually wrote a song for the Beach Boys, I think, and used to hang out with one of those guys frequently. Now, a lot of that crowd back then were the younger people who are in charge today. And Charles Manson frequently discussed an apocalyptic race war, which he termed Helter Skelter. It was inspired by the Beatles song of the same name from their 1968 White Album. He interpreted the song's lyrics as a prophecy of racial conflict between black and white Americans, where blacks would rise up, start slaughtering whites, and trigger societal collapse. Manson preached his vision to his followers as part of his cult ideology, positioning himself and the family as survivors who would emerge to rule the remnants of society. That always works out for cult members. Remember the ones with the special tennis shoes and the UFO, and they all had to wear purple and they all killed themselves?
Yes. They drank the cyanide.
That's a good bunch. Yeah.
Punch.
And then of course, there's Jonestown.
Yes, another side.
Is a good time.
Cyanide punch.
Yeah. This belief was cited by prosecutors as a motive for the 1969 Tate LaBianca murders, which were nasty, which were intended to incite the war by framing black militants for the crimes. Manson developed and began sharing these ideas in late 1968. He first used the term helter-skelter during a New Year's Eve gathering that year at the Myers Ranch near Death Valley. Throughout 1969, he elaborated on it in discussions with family members, predicting the war would start soon. Of course, this obviously never happened. This all came out through detailed trial testimony and everything. He described the war. Here's the part that bothers me. He described the war starting with atrocious murders by black people from areas like Watts, invading wealthy white neighborhoods like Bel Air and Beverly Hills. Some of the spades from Watts would come up into the Bel Air and Beverly Hills district and just start really wipe some people out, just cut up bodies and smear blood and write things and cut little boys up and make parents watch and stuff. And this guy was crazy.
Yeah.
And he was very detailed about what he said. Then he said whites would retaliate and so on and so forth. The thing is, these aren't his exact words here. This is from testimony and stuff like that. The stuff that I read, I could recall a lot of it now. It looks a lot like what we're seeing now. And what I'm wondering is, did Manson just accidentally get something right? Or are there groups of these people out there reading his works going, that sounds like a good time?
To be honest...
wait, I got one more.
Okay.
Or was Manson at a party and overheard some of this stuff? Because we know there are plots to do this. I can produce half a dozen books off the top of my head.
Yeah. You are correct. But also, let's just be honest. If you want a cultural revolution, i.e. communism, you have to make the system that's in place look unstable and bad.
Yes.
And we're seeing a lot of judges that were paid for by Soros and other billionaires allowing these violent criminals out of jail or released back into the street without any bail to continue to do what they're doing.
Hundreds of times we've seen this over the last couple of years, over the last decade.
Yes.
Hundreds of times. And it stretches further back than that. But you hit on a point with the communists and what they have to do, which brings up this here. A communist system can be recognized by the fact that it spares the criminals and criminalizes the political opponent. That's Solzhenitsyn. If you haven't read Solzhenitsyn, this is the guy that you need to read right here. This guy hit all of it. And during the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917...
Drink.
Cheers. What a lot of people don't know is there was a color revolution aspect to it. The Bolsheviks under Trotsky were instigating amongst the minority groups in Russia against the white Russians. There were different Slavs there. There were some Asian groups there and a few others. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I read about the color revolution portion of this. That's where the whole color revolution thing comes from, is that time period around 1917 to 1935 or so. 1923, they even had a DEI program where they pushed all of the weird shit that's being pushed today in the schools. That happened in 1923 in Russia, identically. That's why I keep saying it's these people, because it is. The playbook is identical.
And was it the same stuff that Hitler burned before he came into power?
The only known recorded incident of book burning by the Nazis, this is just fact, was the Institute for Sexuality that this debauched freak who had performed transgender experiments on human beings at that place. That's the only known proven book burning by the Nazis, is that one incident. that I have been able to find. If somebody else can find one, great. Prove me wrong. Don't mind. But at any rate.
But here's the thing with the book burning. It's because it was so demonized back then. It's being demonized now that if you were to destroy a lot of this trans, bisexual crazy stuff, you're a Nazi, despite the fact that they used this at the beginning of this craziness. So
yes.
Again, there's nothing new under the sun.
No.
This has happened over and over again.
This has not. Well, it has happened over and over again since 1917. Let me correct myself. Yeah, that much is true. So this was published in 2012. Colin Flaherty was, if you haven't read Colin Flaherty's works, you really ought to. The guy had a lot of really good insights. And in 2012, he noticed the pattern and started writing these books. White Girl Bleed a Lot is about the violence toward whites and white women in particular, specifically by blacks. It's documented. Sorry, it's documented. It just is. And we saw a grisly incident of that this past week. So this is from the statistics that you and I were looking at earlier today, the Unified Crime Statistics. Uniform Crime Report. A black man is 77 times more likely to attack a white girl than a white man is to attack a black girl. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. It is time to make this a hate crime. Now, it is true in the courts in the United States today that a black man who commits a violent crime against a white man will not catch a hate crime charge. Correct. But if a white man does, he will catch a hate crime charge.
That means that
we've seen it over and over.
We've passed laws that apply only to one race inside this country, and that is monumental bullshit right there.
Yes, and why we aren't pushing back against that, I have no idea.
That
alone should make us push back. Yes.
I mean, you could literally go to your local courthouse and do a Freedom of Information request for all hate crimes that have taken place between time X and time Y. And then you just do a little research, find out the race.
I think we should do that. Start pressing charges.
Well, you could maybe file a lawsuit for racial discrimination against the law.
The goal would be to get those hate crime things removed because it's ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous. If you kill somebody with a baseball bat, of course you hate them. You don't need an additional charge. We already know that. You're using a baseball bat on the guy.
Yep.
You don't require additional charges to clarify that the guy doing this to the other guy with a bat doesn't like him. The only exception would be a legitimately crazy person with some form of schizophrenia or other disorder.
Now, listen, I know we're going to have a lot of people come after us and call us istophobe igotists because we're talking about this. I don't care.
Don't care.
This is the absolute truth.
Yeah.
We're not sugarcoating it. We're just two grunts here.
Yep.
Telling it how it is. And if somebody doesn't like it, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You can go look at the Uniform Crime Report stats yourself.
Look, as far as the telling the truth part goes and whether or not I give a fuck, I have told full bird colonels who said, well, that's not what I was expecting. I want you to look at the information again, Sergeant. No, sir, that's just is what it is. Sorry.
That's the information.
That's that's the information. Sorry. I'm not going to go back and look at it. Yeah, that's what my guys came back with.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Yeah, sir, if you want a yes man, fire me and hire a yes man. I just tell you how it is.
And you're going to lose at least a battalion of men if you do that. So that's really how that stuff works. There are officers out there who really do that stuff. I know there's a lot of conspiracies around Rabbit Hole, the Pearl Harbor attacks and things like that. But from what I saw, it looks like that is partially at least what happened. Some officer, no, I don't like that. I'm not going to pay any attention to it.
Yep.
So anyway, no shit. There we were, hip deep in soju caps. So next slide here. San Francisco is a fun place. San Francisco has decided that it's going to refuse to release crime surveillance videos because it will make people racist. This was in 2017.
Yep. And
This-
now here's the thing:
Mhm.
is
8 years ago.
this has been going on for a while.
That's why I
They've
think
intentionally been hiding it from us
yes.
because we'll become racist if we become upset at the fact we're being hunted and killed.
Yeah.
Well, if you're actually being hunted and killed, you should get upset about it. I mean, that's how simple this is.
There was I didn't grab it in time. I was passing on my phone a murder charge in Wisconsin or somewhere like that. And they pulled the photo of the guy who committed the murder. And in the description, it said a dark-skinned white man. And it was clearly a black man.
Correct.
A dark-skinned white man.
Now,
So they skew the stats deliberately.
Now, here's the deal. Okay. This isn't a race thing,
Nope.
in my opinion. This is a fatherless thing. The black community is overwhelmingly raised by single mothers. There's no fathers in the picture.
They end up feral in many cases.
That's exactly
as small children.
Yes. That's exactly what happens.
Mhm.
And it just is what it is. It's not a race thing. It's because like in the 1950s, in the 1960s and before that.
Pop, I remember good black neighborhoods in Detroit when we were kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this shit didn't happen in 1960s and prior because the black family had, mother and father in the house, and that's just the way it worked. Well, without the father around, you're going to wind up with more people in graveyards, more people in prison, more people in the loony bins, more people on the street, and that, or addicted to drugs as well. I mean, that's
a lot of the mothers for this particular species of feral animal don't have children. They just have fornication trophies. It's one more step up the EBT ladder.
Yes.
It's
more money,
$400 more here. It's $200 more there. Their offspring they're just fornication trophies.
Yeah. And listen, we're starting to see
think of
this
them
in
as
the white
children.
community too.
Yes, we are.
You're seeing it in like the poor white communities that have the single mother problem as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally comparable. But
It is now. It
Here's
is
the
now.
thing.
It started in the black community. It did. It straight up started in the black community. I remember it starting.
When it becomes so bad in the white community,
Mhm.
it's going to be unrecoverable. It's going to be a bloodbath. This is just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. I hope I am.
It was done deliberately to us. Actually, I found an article for a show the other day. Guess what Kentucky just did?
What?
Kentucky made custody 50-50, period.
Oh, yeah, I heard
No
about
exception.
that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Of course, the divorce lawyers are going batshit because now there's no financial incentive.
Well, here's the thing. All right. The way that divorce works now after this no-fault divorce shit passed, became national, right?
Yeah.
And I've been through it. You go in there, it's a no-fault thing, but then it starts off no fault, but then for the custody, there's fault. Like if he works all the time, he's never home, he does never involved in the child, and they find fault.
Yeah, that was done to both of us. It was done to you and me.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If she wants to file for divorce, no fault, fine. Nobody's at fault, 50-50 custody and joint legal custody. Boom, done. That's the way it should be.
Yep. Unless there are serious extenuating circumstances.
Yeah. Then
there needs to be something. Yeah. There needs to be something criminal. Period. For that kind of thing.
Provably criminal, not just an accusation like what happened to me.
And that's a lot easier than you think in some cases.
Well, I mean, if there's hospital records and police records, yes, I got it. But
so anyway,
but the thing is this is a single mother fatherless thing. This is not just purely a racial thing. In my opinion.
Now there's two sides to some of this violence in these cases. One of them is the violence. The other one is a whole culture of young white women in America and Europe and the United Kingdom and Canada and Australia and New Zealand that are raised to scream racism anytime somebody tries to defend them. Anytime somebody tries to defend them, and anytime anybody calls out the violence against them. Now, this is the young lady who was unfortunately unalived the other day. This is the young Ukrainian girl. The circled red up in the corner there, while it's hard to see, and I don't know if I can zoom in on it here.
Probably can't.
No, I can't zoom in on it here. Is a Black Lives Matter sign. And this is part and parcel of conquer culture. And it is a trait, it is a hardwired trait of women. They will go to those who can protect them. And if that ends up being the conqueror, we've discussed this before.
Yes.
If that ends up being the conqueror, they will go to the conquerors. And in a lot of cases, the whole Black Lives Matter thing and all of that, and they're defending these things that are obviously indefensible. It's because of hardwiring that causes them to drive toward whatever they think is going to secure them their, well, security.
Yep.
I put that poorly, but that's what it is. Yeah.
Provisions. Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you start ending up with this stuff. And then this girl, I don't, those of you out in the audience here, I don't know if you know the whole story behind her. She was a Ukrainian refugee from the war. She fled a war that was tearing her country to pieces and has killed something like half of the young men in her country. Comes here and gets randomly killed on the subway by a feral.
After working at a pizza joint.
After working at a pizza joint.
Yep.
Yep. Now, this is when stuff starts to get, that was, why didn't I make the slide thing go away? I don't want to look at the slide thing. This is CNN's website. Who here knows the name Canon Hinnant?
Never heard of him.
He was a little boy who was riding his bicycle one summer day and rode it across the street and turned his bike around in the driveway of his neighbor's house. The neighbor, a black man in his 40s or 50s, came out and shot Canon Hinnant in the head in front of his sisters. Just walked back into his house.
Never made the news.
This is CNN. You search for Canon Hinnant. This is what you get.
Yep.
We're going to play a game tonight. You all are going to get to play along. It's going to be a good time. This is an example of what we're looking for this evening. And we'll keep a closer eye on the chats as we do this, just in case somebody drops some interesting tidbits, because this should be fun. AP News Search, George Floyd, 74,221 results. AP News Search, this was the day before yesterday. AP News Search, Irina Zarutska, no results.
Wow.
At all. None.
Yep. And this is because our mainstream media in big tech, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's been bought and paid for.
Yep.
By outside forces that want to see this country fall.
Mm-hmm. It's a color revolution.
Yep.
And it's the 1923 DEI revolution all over again. And it's Bolsheviks, baby. It's Bolsheviks.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, baby. You know what time it is. It's super chat time. Time to get super funky.
What happened?
I hit the wrong fucking one, and I didn't know how to get out of it. This is why we need Jimmy. This is what happens when you leave the dwarf in charge of the freaking videos, and he hasn't had anything to drink yet.
Drive on. Not a big deal. Again, shoestring budget. You get what you get.
At any rate, it does kind of actually fit in because we are going to be a little more interactive this evening.
Yeah, we are. Like this is going to be a show of show and tell.
It is show and tell. It is show and tell. And actually, I need to bring up our Rambla chat real fast here on this side of the house. That's a weird one to walk into. I opened the Rumble chat and somebody's going Spectre or Smirsh. I'm like, what the fuck is a Spectre or Smirsh? Shit's getting weird there. Let's add this to the stage right now and say FBI Director Kash Patel, the brutal attacks on Irina Zaritsko is a disgraceful act. It should never happen in America. The FBI immediately surged into action to ensure justice is served and to make clear that violent criminals will never be allowed to walk free again. Hey, Mr. Kash Patel, or any of your staff who are out there listening, fuck you. You only care because this made it to the social media and blew up in your fucking face. We're going to go through a whole list of names tonight. A whole list of names that you didn't care about, like Cannon Hinnon, a little tiny boy who was shot in front of his brothers or sisters, and you did nothing.
And what year did that happen?
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I believe that was what Obama was in.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was August 9th, 2020. So it was 5 years ago. He was just playing in the yard.
Okay.
So I saw this FBI one here, and I went through the fucking roof. I absolutely went through the roof. Probably need to drink. It's probably the fault of the Bolsheviks.
Drink. God damn it! You said it again.
I saw the FBI. Oh, we're gonna bring him to justice. Oh, fuck you! You're ridiculous.
Yep.
They only care because this one got noticed, and this one is setting people off. They're going to do everything they can to mollify us and get us back to that level of somnambulant sleepwalking. I just repeated myself there.
Somnambulant. What exactly is that? You just knocked the needle out of the groove, man.
Somnambulant means sleepwalking.
Okay.
And then I said sleepwalking also.
I know. But the thing is, you said that word.
I'm fucking mad.
I went right off.
Somnambulance. You're going to be fine.
Listen, you need to. I say it at the end of every stream. Maintain your situational awareness. I mean, God damn it.
There were a lot of people on the interwebs on various social media who were talking about, well, you can't just watch everything all this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. When you are in a public place, particularly on public transportation, try to choose a spot where you can see as much as possible. Don't just randomly sit down.
Yeah.
Stop staring at your fucking phone.
When you keep your head on a swivel.
Eyes up, head on a swivel. When you get on public transportation, especially in this day and age, in an urban area, put your fucking phone away and get your head on a swivel. These creatures target people who are unaware and who look meek. They're looking for easy victims. They're looking for somebody who looks relatively helpless. I'm not that big of a guy. They call me Battle Dwarf for a reason. I'm a short motherfucker. But I know how, because I spent time in the military, to project myself so that I feel a lot larger than I am. That sounded vaguely gay, no homo.
I get it. I understand.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it's something you learned once you became an NCO, because we've discussed this one before too. Pop did an excellent example of it with a bunch of guys one day. 40 hormonal 18-year-old Rangers can beat the shit out of any senior NCO if they all turn on him at the same time. So that senior NCO has to be wily. The word is wily. And Pop taught them a lesson that day by beating the shit out of each of them one at a time.
Lined them up.
In single servings.
I did that like 5 or 6 times, actually.
We had to be able to control a group of unruly 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
You learn.
Works.
Yep. You learn how to become aware of your surroundings. And after a while, it becomes fun because you develop sort of a sixth sense and you really creep people out.
Yeah, which I have now.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I've got that
So,
creepy vibe.
on top of the fuck you, Cash Patel, we also have this one here. May 2025, Columbia, South Carolina. I didn't even hear about this one. Her name is Logan Frederico. She's 20-year-old female, executed in her sleep by a black career criminal who was arrested more than 40 times.
Wow, what year did this happen?
May 2025. This was 3
Wow.
months ago.
And that
This was
never
3
made the
months-
news?
No, I just found this one today. Scrolling through stuff. This is exactly the kind of things that we're talking about. The media just hides shit like this relentlessly. They don't want you to see any of this. They don't want you to realize that there is a deliberate war. And I'm going to say it. I don't care. Istophobia, get kissed my fucking ass. Okay. There's a deliberate war on whites in the form of our justice system, ignoring things like this.
Yeah.
Flat out ignoring it.
Or allowing it to happen by letting these people out again and again and again with no bail.
Yeah. And then the media doesn't even ignore it. The media just isn't there at all for any of it.
You do a search for her name and see if it shows up in the media.
Let's do that. Let's come over to Google. Let me grab her name first.
Do it.
Logan
Again,
Frederico.
she's show and tell, baby. Show and tell.
Okay, the goal here is to see how many. Here's the test. How many mainstream media outlets produce a story? New York Post. And that's not even really mainstream. And this was only 3 months ago.
Yes. It's just all.
That's it. Look at this. The rest of it is Instagram and Facebook posts.
Yes.
This is a perfect example of what we're talking about. This young girl was murdered brutally by a career criminal with 40 arrests. Are you kidding me? After 3, it should be 3 strikes and you're fucking done.
Yeah. 40 arrests.
40 arrests. No stories at all about her.
I mean, and the guy who stabbed that girl on the train, he had what, 14?
He had 14 and was just let go.
Yeah.
Colorado has a law that if somebody is too stupid or too crazy, you can't prosecute them.
I'm sorry.
And they're just letting people go on that because they can just claim they're stupid or crazy.
Yeah, that needs to be fixed. But again, we're just telling you the way it is, man.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah. This stuff is just, I'm having a hard time speaking because this stuff makes me so angry. On top of young Logan Frederico, she was only 20 years old.
Yeah.
She was just waking up to what the fuck life was at all.
And she got permanently put to sleep.
This one is going to blister your ass, dude.
I can't see
I'm going to warn you right up front. I haven't hit the button yet.
All right, hang on.
I'm going to.
Okay, hang on.
I'm going to warn you right up front. This is a high blood pressure moment.
Okay. All right.
Mark Godfrey, bedridden at a local hospital. He's been there now for over a month. Godfrey was brutally beaten on a CATS bus in early March. Tonight, for the first time, we're seeing the security video on board that CATS bus showing what did and did not happen. Michael Warwick first covered the story when it first happened. He's joining us now live in West Charlotte after speaking with the victim's family yet again.
And Michael, this video again, and we just want to remind viewers, this is really disturbing to say the least. It's really about as bad as it gets, isn't it?
It is really hard to watch, but Mark Godfrey's sister told me she wanted to see it so she could understand how her brother's life was changed forever.
Look, he's still stomping him.
Angelia Adams watches with disgust. This video taken on board a CATS bus in March, showing her brother Mark Godfrey in what appears a confrontation with another passenger. We blurred what happens next, but it ends with Mark so badly beaten, he's now paralyzed from the shoulders down.
It was horrifying. Horrifying.
Yeah. It'd be better if you're dead, man.
There's
64-year-old Navy veteran, ruthlessly beaten.
Uh-huh. Let's see how many mainstream sources covered this.
Yep.
Again, show and tell.
Let me get his name. Mark Godfrey, I think it was his name. Well, let's go back to the Google. Share this tab instead. One local news station. The article we just watched.
Local news. That's it. Yeah. Now, typically, no big stream.
Other coverage.
But here's the thing: typically, if you hit a murder, at least the way it used to be what I remember when I was younger, if a murder made the local news, it always got mentioned on the mainstream at some point.
Yep.
We're seeing it's not. It was only covered locally where that happened. Now, from what I saw before it blurred out, the guy did get on his feet and step to this dude.
He's a man. He's allowed to get angry and stand up.
Yes, but once he's on the ground, it
stops.
It stops, and they just kept stomping him.
And we used to have a fucking honor code where even we're in our 50s. You and I are both in our mid 50s.
Yep.
We still wouldn't step to like a 65-year-old guy out of respect unless he didn't give us any choice. Unless he started really seriously trying to throw fists or produced a weapon of some kind.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
we would still, out of respect, he might get a shove at worst.
I mean, one of the lessons I learned in regards to old guys.
Yep.
I literally walked across the street from where I was training for kickboxing to Mr. B's. I spent a lot of time there. And this old dude, he's in his mid-60s.
Mr. B's. Yep.
Just running his fucking suckhole at me, just being a raging fucking asshole. And finally, I'm like, dude, I'm going to fuck you up. And he's like, go ahead. If I so much as put a scratch on you, you'll be the guy who got his ass beat by an old man. And if you beat me up, you're the guy who beat up the old man. There's no upside for you. And I was literally like, by this man here.
Yeah.
He was absolutely correct.
Did it end there?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he realized that he was going overboard because I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and he's like, I gotta dial it back down to 8.
Yeah, I need to find the side door with the pressure valve on it.
Correct. But
let the pressure off.
Lessons. You just have to pay attention.
Yep.
And that was a very
leave the pressure
lesson.
off and offer a way out.
Yep.
That often will get rid of a lot of fights.
Correct.
That'll often give it's this is a complete sidebar, but it's only a 30-second sidebar. Back in 1987, a bunch of us went to a show, and there was a kid named Steve, not related, who was a phenomenal classical guitarist. He went to like Interlaken and shit like that. And for some reason, this skinhead took a case of the ass with him and was going to beat his ass. Now, Steve was a classical guitarist, which is the long hair, kind of skinny and pasty looking, but something in Steve snapped and he just go right in the skinhead's face and starts poking him in the chest. What would you rather fucking finance, man? A TV or a VCR? What would you rather fucking finance, man? Tell me. And the skin's like, okay, this dude's probably on something. I'm just going to leave now. We get to the car and Steve's like, I thought I was dead. And we're like, you were. We don't know how that happened, but we don't know how that worked, but you just got really, really lucky.
Again, we're going to show you some show and tell because this is.
Well, this next one is another ass burner that nobody knows about yet. again. And again, I'm going to warn you, this is not great.
Is only 25, but is well known to Baton Rouge police, causing problems over the years spelled out in a plethora of paperwork filed with the 19th Judicial District Court.
It's extremely frustrating.
Baton Rouge Police Chief TJ Moore sat down with us Friday, expressing frustration after the same man is now accused of raping a small child.
We've arrested him 6 times over the last 6-7 years. He's everything from firearm charges to domestic abuse battery, violation of protective orders. He's currently on probation, supervised probation by probation and parole.
Is only 25.
Wow.
Arrested and let go 6 times. And he raped a child.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that child's name made the news at all.
I don't think they would put the child's name out there. Louisiana has some victim protection laws.
Okay.
But I'm going to guess. Yeah, I've never heard this story.
Yeah, I've never heard that story either.
I just started, once I start going to track something down, I'm going to find it. If it's out there, I'm going to find it.
Do a search for his name and see if he shows up on any mainstream.
They didn't give his name.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
Yeah. He raped a 4-year-old child and gave her an STD.
Wow.
And this was posted yesterday. This is a lot. What's happening right now is a lot of these articles are surfacing because of the arena incident, the train incident. People are going back and going, you know what? There's been hundreds of these.
Yes.
And they're not wrong.
Yeah. And listen, if mainstream media is going to just pitch communism, they need to be shut down. They need to pull their licenses and say, fuck you. Everyone gets fired.
Yeah.
And listen, there are people that will tell the news that are just waiting in the wings, willing to do it. I'm one of them. I have no problem getting up there in front of the camera and just telling it how it is. I do it twice a week as we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't fucking care.
One of the things that I've pointed out to people over the years, nobody's bothered with this yet that I am aware of, is these news reporters, they live in our neighborhoods, they live in our communities, not advocating violence. I'm categorically not advocating violence here. But if you see them, start a conversation with them. Why don't you report on this? And don't let them back down. If enough people start doing this, it will rattle them enough that they'll either quit and I don't care, fuck you and your job because you're a piece of shit. Or maybe, just maybe, one of them will go, you know what? You're right. We need to start. Because these people, I don't think, the odds are against all of these reporters being evil.
Oh, yeah. It's just,
the odds are against it. It's their bosses telling them, you have to report this, you have to report this. It's the old, I was just following orders.
I was doing my job and following orders.
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah. I statistically, it seems an impossibility that all of these people are evil.
Well, they're not respectable, in my opinion.
Then treat them with contempt. Let them know that they're contemptible. That's something that we really need to get on here. Now, this is a Detroit case from 1982. And this is a man named Vincent Chen. And this was in Detroit when Chrysler was on the ropes, and a lot of people had a lot of resentment toward the Japanese who were bringing in Datsun and Toyota and all that. Remember that?
Yes.
When Nissan was the old Chrysler plant, they started to bring in the Japanese plants. And people were mad. I get it. I get it. 110%. But this guy, a couple of black guys, decided that he was Japanese, and he's not. He's Chinese. The guy was celebrating his bachelor party down in Hazel Park. And these guys caught him in an alley. What's that?
Hazel Tucky.
Yes. Yes, indeed. They caught him in an alley, and they beat him to death with a baseball bat. Vincent Chen, celebrating his bachelor party, found himself in the same strip club as two men on the night of June 19th, 1982. No, it was not two white men. It was two black men. I remember this incident was on the news when we were kids. That's really interesting. There you go.
There. It started. They were doing it all the way back then, too.
Whitewashed. No, this article is fairly recent. Have been laid off by Chrysler. Witnesses claim to have heard Evans confront Vincent. "It's because of you, you little motherfucker, that we're out of work." To which Vincent replied by punching Evans in the face. Okay, you threw a punch. Now you have a problem. But they were all kicked out of the club for fighting, continued brawling. When Evans retrieved a baseball bat from his car, Vincent and his friends left. Evans and Nitz spent 20 minutes searching for Vincent, reportedly paying a third man to help them. They found him at a nearby McDonald's where Nitz held him down while Evans beat him with the baseball bat. Vincent was declared brain dead at Henry Ford Hospital and died on 23rd, 1982. And
I believe they were given probation, weren't they?
Each sentenced by Judge Charles Kaufman to 3 years of probation with no jail time and fined $3,000. In defense of this ruling, Kaufman said these weren't the kind of men you send to jail. You don't make the punishment fit the crime. You make the punishment fit the criminal. How they killed a man. You know what they were charged with eventually?
What?
Violating his civil rights. They were charged with violating his civil rights.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So this has been going on for a while then.
Yeah.
We're just seeing it in bionic gear now.
Yeah. I am very curious. Hang on.
What are you trying to do? Find the mug shots of these guys?
Oh, guess what? Evans was white.
Okay.
They reported this as black. I remember it being reported as black. Now that is just as interesting. Because this was in Detroit. It was a big deal. This guy was beaten to death with a baseball bat in Detroit.
That was 1982?
1982.
I remember that. I was in high school. I was a freshman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was all over the news. And they were convicted of his civil rights after murdering him with a baseball bat. How do you get from there to here?
I don't know, man. All I know is this has been going on for a while, I imagine.
I skipped a slide back here. 4, 3, 2. Where is my slide?
Did you lose a slide?
I appear to have lost a slide.
These things happen.
I am very confused. No, it's an important one. That's the thing. I think I know what to do.
Okay.
Hang on.
I'll give the briefing. All right, everybody. We've been demonetized beyond all rhyme and reason. We're pulling in roughly somewhere between 8 and 13, 15%-ish of what we did when we were at our heyday between 2013 and 2016. All right. We do this to save lives, keep people informed. We operate on a shoestring budget. So any bit you can help send in to keep this train rolling will go a long way. And I believe we're going to read our first female life saved into the record
our unicorn
this Thursday. The only reason we haven't read in yet is she sent in an 11-page document. We're not reading 11 pages on the air, so we had to condense it down to one page.
It's not personal. That's just a lot of pages.
It's a lot of pages, and there's a lot of unnecessary information and personal details that do not need to be released to the general public.
We don't, unless you specifically tell us that it's okay to release all of that personal information, we're actually still going to push back a little bit on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we just don't feel that it's safe, honestly.
Yeah. And that's just the way it is. Okay. And I want to put more numbers on that board. We're up to 567 now, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
And if we get this next one, that'll be 568. It's not bad. So,
Yeah. What is going on here?
what's wrong?
Well, now it's doing weird shit. StreamYard is being weird.
What's it doing?
It's not presenting a slide properly.
All right.
My computer, and it's just StreamYard is StreamYarding. I don't know what else to tell you. There we go. I got it handled. Yeah, but seriously, it's Pop gives this briefing every single night that we do the show, and it's very frustrating. We're trying to get some grants together. We're trying to get some sponsorships and a fundraiser going as well. But why are you there? StreamYard is being asshole.
Okay.
I need this slide. 4, 3, 2. I'm looking at the correct slide, and StreamYard is refusing to show it.
Okay. Well,
never mind. Fuck it.
Never mind. Move on.
Okay. What I can do is read the thing because StreamYard is asshole. Basically, somebody put together a montage 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 whites in the last 10 years killed by blacks, including a daycare worker killing an 8-month little girl by suffocating her, and it was caught on TV. Army veteran 86 and his wife 85 who were executed in random act of violence while visiting their son's grave at the cemetery.
I remember that one.
2017. Yep. 5-year-old boy shot dead at point blank by neighbor. That's the Cannon-Hinnant case. Neighbor who shot a 6-year-old girl in the face when basketball rolled into his yard is arrested after manhunt. He had just killed his girlfriend with a sledgehammer. A woman 25 violently shoves a man 74 off a bus to his death when he asked her to stop cursing and yelling at other passengers. A 5-year-old boy thrown from the 3rd floor of the balcony in Mall of America by a Somali.
I remember that one.
Yep. That barely got news at all.
Yeah.
North Dakota girl 14 dies after being beaten, choked, and stabbed 25 times in a random attack while skateboarding home. Suspect tells the cops he did meth the day before and doesn't remember anything. Man arrested for shooting a college student dead as he walked his dog in Philadelphia. Fast food restaurant worker, dad of one, survives being shot in the face by twin sisters after they complained about a $3 hamburger missing from their order. I'm begging you, I have 4 kids, harrowing final words of female Uber driver 38 who pleaded with passenger to spare her life before he shot her in the head during the robbery. This just goes on and on and on and on. And it's news articles that that never were.
They make the local news, but they're not being picked up nationally.
Yep. Yeah, and they're shut down as quickly as possible because they do not meet the narrative. So let's start the fun here. Let's go to CNN.com. And yes, I'm going to share the screen. Just give me uno momento, por favor. Oh, it added a different one.
Oh, nice.
What is this shit? Remove, add. There's the list I was trying to show you. Look at this.
Yep.
It's one after another. And these are all news stories that were disappeared almost instantly.
As soon as they happened.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Where were we now? Share screen. CNN. There we go. Let's do some searches. Now it's the time to do the searchings.
Show and tell. Yes.
Let's get rid of that little box over there. Let's start, of course, with our favorite one. George Floyd. We have typed George Floyd up here. You can see George Floyd. I will hit the enter button.
Yep.
And 1 to 10 results out of 44. They've trimmed this down. They probably dumped old stories after a certain point or archived them in some manner.
Okay.
Let's try Irina. The first one is what's going on in Jordan or in Qatar.
Huh. Well, there's the other one. There's a Ukrainian refugee stabbed.
Yeah. Look at though. We put her name in there, right? All the George Floyd ones, 44 of them were George Floyd. First one, Qatar. Second one, Ukrainian refugee stabbed.
Well, look at the date though. They're all on the same date.
Yep. It's yesterday. What is this? French Minister Putin cannot be trusted. Ukraine is on its back. It has nothing to do with any of that at all.
Uh-huh. One mention.
Yep. And it's basically the same article.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Oh, no, the text is slightly different. Deadly stabbing and getting stabbed to death. No mention at all of who stabbed her or why. This is CNN. Let's try Daniel Penny.
Okay. Nothing.
Pennies. Literally articles about pennies. And one article about Neil Diamond. And then Trump spotted at Army-Navy game. Oh, look, Daniel Penny speaks out after acquittal. Way down here at the bottom. There's a couple of articles. 1 to 8 out of 32. I'm going to guess you got these 3 articles here, December 10th, December 11th. Right there. And it's about his acquittal. Yeah, what they're doing is going after his judge's dismissal of manslaughter charge. They're going after the case. There's no mention of the actual violence itself.
The incident.
Yep.
I hope he sues the shit out of that city.
Yeah, as do I. Let's see what else we have. Trayvon Martin, everybody's favorite. Remember that one?
Yep, that was a big hootie-doo.
They tried to make that one out as though it was a white guy who did. It was a Puerto Rican guy. The right is race mongering. Friend of Michael Brown who helps spark hands up, don't shoot chant. What is this? They don't have any of their shit together. I guess Trayvon Martin's too last whenever.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got one there. Kilmar Abrego. I'm going to an African country I've never heard of before because I'm an idiot. Garcia. Why does that article keep coming up? But for this one, you've got article after article after article after article after article for an illegal alien.
And you're literally poisoning the minds of the idiots out there.
Mm-hmm. That's the point. That's entirely the point.
Yeah, they're basically instigating an army of idiots.
Yes. Yep. Let's try something here. Let's try black on white crime. Man faces a federal charge after the fatal stabbing. The right is race mongering. Friend of Michael Brown who helped spark hands up, don't shoot chant dies after being shot in Ferguson. That's funny. You remember Michael Brown, the one who was shot by the cop? He charged the cop, and then everybody tried to pretend that the cop just assassinated him.
Yeah.
And they had riots with it. His friend was just killed.
All right, Steve, we need to do a piss break.
Oh, do we need to do a piss break?
Yeah, I got to go hit the pisser.
Let me see. I don't even know where the piss breaks are.
You go to. Let me see if I can find one here.
See if you can find one. So, I don't know. What's wrong with you? You falling apart on us?
Yeah, I'm getting old, bro.
That's gay. That's really
all jacked up.
gay.
Trying to find it here.
I can. See, we need the battle dwarf for this stuff, or with the battle dwarf. I am the battle dwarf. What the fuck just happened?
What are you talking about?
Pee break.
Hey, it's your old buddy Joe. You know, Uncle Joe. And today I'm going to tell you just a story about this guy. What's his name? What's that guy's name? Clarence? Yeah, I think it's Clarence. Clarence the cop? Yeah, that's it. Clarence Cop. Yeah, that's the guy I'm going to tell you a story about today. Growing up in Scranton, you know, the mean streets of Scranton. Well, there was this guy, Corn Pop. And Corn Pop, he was a bad dude. And this one time, me and him got into it, and we were about to throw down. I think that's what the kids are calling it today. They're throwing down. But back in my day, we used to call it fisticuffs. And because he was, this guy, like I said, Corn Pop, he was a bad dude. And then Clarence stepped in, and he was like, come on, man, come on. And me and Corn Pop looked at each other and were like, yeah, come on, man. What are we doing? What's going on? So we jumped on our bicycles. Then we went down to the soda pop shop, and we got ice cream. So I learned a lot that day about roaches and fisticuffs and Rocky Road ice cream. And it's all because of Clarence. Clarence Pop the cop. And thank you, Clarence. All right. Okay, let me turn this off here. Now, you guys are paying me for this, right? Just make sure you send Hunter the money and you put it in his account and
Where'd the
All
audio
right.
go?
I don't
the
know.
audio cut out at the end of that one.
I know.
That was strange.
StreamYard's jacked up, man.
It is StreamYard's fault. It's all StreamYard's fault. Now, the PDF that I showed you earlier, let's see if I can do this again. Let's remove that one there. Remove ad. I'll get the hang of this one of these days, you guys. Bear with me. I'm old and stupid.
We're going to be moving over to another platform soon. So
we are moving over to another platform soon. Oh, that was the Canon Hint one. Somebody had the CNN or the AP News search on Twitter where it showed no articles at all for Irina Zarudska.
Yep.
Well, now all of a sudden they've got a couple. They've got 3. 2 of them are 4 hours ago, which tells me an editor went, we have to get in front of this before we get fucking shit stomped.
Well, they're going to get shit stomped anyway because
it's too late. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Look, we've got so many fucking people getting fucked up. They've allowed all these immigrants in. I know there's all kinds of immigrant crime going on that's not hitting the media at all. We had that one guy make that turn and kill 3 people in a minivan.
Yep.
That's out. That's out.
There was a bunch of those. Jimmy covered that.
Yeah.
I still want Jimmy. Jimmy has to do a show on truckers. We got to get him in here when he can do a whole show. Maybe make him take a day off or something. Call his boss, buy his boss a case of beer, whatever it's going to take.
And also, I talked to a private eye in Florida who's willing to come on the show.
Oh yeah, tell us about the. Hang on, I'm interested about that.
Yeah, he was a cop, became a private investigator, and he wrote a couple books on on female nature and what have you. And he just sent an email to the show and with his number. And
I saw that. Yeah.
And I called him today, talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's a good fit. I think we'll get him on the show.
Okay. That sounds great. That's good. I like that. I've got a couple of backdoor deals going, no homo, to try to get you some coverage on some other spaces too, but I'm not going to mention those spaces right now because I don't want to jinx anything.
Fair enough.
So what will happen is, if it happens, much like the Tim Pool show, we'll just do it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get some extra coverage in some extra places.
Like, I was originally invited on Tim Pool like in the beginning of 2024.
Really?
And I couldn't make it because I went on the Pearl Davis show.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's out of the blue. They just sent me an email. Hey, you want to come on? I'm like, fuck yeah.
Pearl Davis was involved in quite the flame war not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details. I'm not trying to besmirch her name or anything like that. I'm just mentioning that there was a large flame war that went down.
There's a whole lot of drama. Like, that's one of the reasons probably why we don't have as much visibility as we do, is I don't do the drama thing.
The drama?
Yeah, I don't. Like, we've had some run-ins with some bad actors, and we just
have.
We're just not going to deal with it anymore. That's it.
That's usually the best policy. Yeah. I saw, because I'm on a couple of different social media sites here and there under different aliases, and I will get a little mouthy sometimes just to pick a fight to see what happens, just because I'm curious to see what the reaction is going to be, which I realize is a total dick move. I know that I'm being a dick. Let's see here. Back to AP News. I put Canon Hinnant in. There is literally no mention at all of Canon Hinnant. It's not there. There is no mention of that. There's a whole host of other ones. There was a couple in Ohio who were kidnapped it was 4 to 6 black teenagers, kidnapped them, tortured them, paid them repeatedly, essayed them repeatedly, and then stuffed them into barrels and sealed the barrels and left them there.
Of course, they're dead, right?
And yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
And there's never. It was mentioned in like 1 or 2 local news articles, and then it was just ghosted. It was just completely. And this was a brutal act.
Do you remember any of the names?
I don't.
All right.
I don't.
Well, anybody watching, see if you can find
somebody's gonna know what I'm talking about. It was like in the Midwest or in Ohio, somewhere along those lines. And it was a couple. They were kidnapped, they were tortured, they were essayed, they were stuffed in barrels, and it was bad. It was really, really freaking ugly. We haven't been watching the chats as much as we said we would because we just kind of got wrapped up in things. We apologize for that, but you're probably going to be okay.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
You're not going to die.
You're not going to die. Let's go to Reuters now, which is the other big one. Reuters News. Your browser has lost connection to audio. That's good because I don't care. Fuck you, StreamYard, you piece of shit. Irina? I forgot how to spell her name. I have the window up here. Zarutska. You dirty bastard.
What?
Irina Zarutska. Reuters News.
I don't know, man. This whole thing.
That's Reuters results for. Look at. Watch.
Okay.
3 hours ago.
That's it?
Yeah, this one wasn't here this morning. September 8th. Trump cites Ukrainian woman's murder in push for broader crime crackdown. Wasn't there. I did this search this morning. That's why I brought this one up.
Because they talked about it at the White House, and the mainstream media is like, "Oh shit, our pants are down. I guess we should start covering this."
Yep.
We got the monkey on board.
Yeah. Hey, there he is. We're doing searches, Jimmy. We're doing searches.
I've got a search for you.
Okay.
Look up the magistrate judge.
What's that?
Who? Look up the person who's the magistrate judge. That.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Stand by. I'm getting to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Standing by.
No. Jimmy's right, but that's actually next. We're being retconned.
Yeah.
Because these articles were not here. A gruesome murder in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. September 8th.
Yeah, so yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we noticed it a couple days ago. It was on Twitter. 3 days ago? The day before yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And it started going viral. And these mainstream media companies are like, "Oh shit, our pants are down. We didn't."
They're retconning.
Yeah,
they're absolutely retconning. I chose these specific media outlets because they didn't have articles up. Not only are they ignoring press, just like Kash Patel when I yelled at him at the beginning of the show, the only reason they're doing this is because the public is up in arms over it. They're trying to pacify us. They're trying to put us back into our sleepwalking state, our somnambulant state.
You and your words, man.
You're a grunt. Anything over 2 syllables is too much for you. I'll bet Jimmy knows what somnambulant means.
Not a clue.
No, that means sleepwalking. Insomnia, right? Can't sleep.
Yep.
Somnia, sleep. Ambulant, moving. Somnambulant.
Okay.
Sleepwalking.
All right, Mr. History guy. You're my editor for a reason.
Hey, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Look, this is... What's the judge's name, Jimmy?
Hang on. Let me find it real quick. Because I was doing some scrolling through the old Twatter sphere like I normally do. And, well, I found
Mrs. Battledwarf found it, too. Mrs. Battledwarf found it, too. Actually, let's see if she tagged me on it. I asked her to tag me on it. Let's go over here to my Twitter mentions. There is the Battledwarf. Big shock. I repeated. You know what? When that son of a bitch killed that girl on that train, he paced back and forth in front of her. Everybody sat there and watched.
Yes.
He paced back and forth in front of her and repeated. You could hear it in the audio. I got that white girl. I got that white girl.
Yep.
Deliberate, calculated act. She has not mentioned me. H Dizzle Network is posting things that are going to make me find him and physically do things to him that include extensive surgeries and years of therapy.
We can't do that.
I think about it though.
Of course.
I can think about it. This magistrate judge doesn't even have a law degree. They only have to have a degree.
Really?
In North Carolina.
All right, now hang on.
Mrs. Battledwarf ran this to ground, and she's probably, she doesn't have the years of experience that I have, but she's just as good at researching stuff.
No law degree. Now, okay, let's just be honest. Well, law degree is pretty much worth the paper you can wipe your ass with it. That's about it.
Okay, that's fair.
We're cranking out lawyers at astronomical rates. Most of them are completely feckless. And there's a reason why lawyers have one of the highest suicide rates of other professions, because they go into massive amounts of debt. And then if they are not suited for the job, or they got DEI'd into their credentials, they get out into the real world and they just get waylaid. But I don't trust lawyers. I don't trust the way they talk, the way they handle their shit. I I got it. I'd rather have somebody up there as a magistrate who has a lot of life wisdom.
But the problem is the system that we have with all of the freaking rampant Bolshevism.
Drink.
There, I said it. Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks. Now drink.
Jimmy, you missed it earlier when I was trying to find that. I accidentally hit the disco super chat button. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to turn it off, you hit the button, and then if you want to turn it off midway, you just click it again, and it goes away.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
I was over here. You couldn't see me. I was here panicking. I'm like, what do I do?
I saw you. It's pretty funny.
How do I am?
Shoestring budget. This is a shoestring budget problems. It's not a big deal.
That's right. So anyway, what's happening is just like the lawyers, and I worked at a very high-end law firm in LA a bunch of years back. We were getting lawyers from Brown and Stanford and places like that who couldn't write a simple declarative sentence.
Wow.
And that's a lawyer's bread and butter. Now, a magistrate in North Carolina, all they need is a 4-year degree, and those are handed out like popcorn now. So you can literally, if you've got Soros kind of money, go find a Subway sandwich maker who has your general opinions on everything and make that person into a judge.
Yep.
You can. That is not hyperbole. You can actually, literally do that.
This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up.
So now that we've got this world where everybody is noticing all of this stuff and people are finally up in arms, and the Irish look like they're going to start to kick ass and take names, which I'm hopeful for. The Japanese have just forced their prime minister to resign, and they are beginning to think about ways to kick people out. The French are now leaving pigs' heads in front of mosques, which is very, very French. Do you hear about that one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And in Nepal, the people have risen up entirely and are running down communist politicians. A lot of people don't know this. Nepal has had a communist government for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about Nepal. It's one of those countries that's just never been on my radar. I know where it is and that Kathmandu is there. But other than that, I can't really tell you a great deal about it. But what's happening right now is the people in Nepal are running down communist politicians in the street, ripping them naked, and then beating them some more.
And then burning their houses to the ground.
And burning their houses down, and they burn down the parliament building. What I think is happening is the pendulum has gone so far, and now it's swinging back, and we are about to see a whole shitload of stuff. Now, the popster here has something to say about all of this, particularly in light of the poor young lady who was tragically ended in a train by a psychopath, feral animal. So take it away, popster.
All right. Luckily, we live in the United States of America, where we have the Second Amendment, which is your right to keep and bear arms. All right.
You have a right to keep bear arms.
Now, listen, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just saying with the response times taking longer and longer, you might have to make a decision on being judged by 12 or carried by 6. And if you are in the United States of America, you need to exercise your Second Amendment rights. My advice is a 357 and a 45 are the ultimate equalizer. A 100-pound woman going against a 300-pound man with a 5-round revolver stands a way better chance than trying to go with just your hands. Now, luckily, we're in America. Over in China, they disarmed everybody and they herded up whole religions, the Uyghur Muslims, and they're now selling their organs on the open market.
Yeah.
And we have, they disarmed Britain, and they've been overrun with immigration, and they're having all kinds of problems. And they're having similar problems over there where their government,
Australia, same thing,
and Australia too, are not reporting on all of the crime. We're in America.
Yeah.
Exercise your Second Amendment rights.
They are arresting people in the street in England for displaying the English flag.
Correct.
That is a true story. That is really happening. I'm starting to wonder if just carrying this might help me against some of the people that we're dealing with. Actually, this was given to me by one of you guys out there in the audience. It's pretty sweet. So really cool brass cross, but it'll probably work on some of the things that are out there right now. I'm going to push back on your 45 357 argument, and I know you have way more freaking time going pew pew than I do, because that's what you did. But I worked in downtown Detroit, and I spent a lot of time having to walk through dark parking structures at dark hours of the day. And every encounter I had with another person was usually within 2 to 3 feet. And fortunately, I never had a bad encounter. I had exactly one incident where I came across a guy who looked at me as though he was sizing me up. And I calmly just kind of cocked my head a little bit and put my hand in my pocket. And that was enough for us to mutually go about our ways. But I carry a little tiny Smith & Wesson 380. And at 2 to 3 feet, all I'm going to try to do is gain an advantage, break contact, and unass the AO.
Correct.
So with a 380, you can shoot that from within your pocket. There's no draw time, really.
Mm-hmm.
All you've got to do is startle him and wound him so that you can get the fuck out of there. So the 45 357 argument, I get it. But in an enclosed space, and you're the gun guy, so tell me if I'm crazy, but I think in an enclosed space, 2 to 3 feet, gunfight in a phone booth, you want something that you can get up faster than he can get his up if he's carrying a weapon.
Sound kind of gay, but yeah, you're correct.
I was just about to say phrasing.
Phrasing.
You
Stone got me on phrasing. Yeah.
The reason I mentioned 357 and 45 is the 357 is the highest one-shot stop rate. And a 45 was specifically designed to put people on their ass.
Yes. Yeah, there's a shit ton of energy behind that.
Yeah. You get hit with a 45, you are doing the 360 dance, and then you're going horizontal.
Yeah, you were doing the Bugs Bunny spin.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah. That is a big, fat, heavy fucking round.
But the thing I'm trying to say is we live in America where you have the benefit of being able to go out and purchase weaponry to protect you and your family.
And please train with it. If you get something, don't just stick it in the closet. I see so many people. I know I could probably name a dozen people who own a firearm of some kind and don't know how to clean it.
Yep.
Much less put lead on target.
I got you. But I'm just saying that you don't seem to understand how blessed you are being in America.
Yeah.
Because you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're not calling for violence. I'm just saying exercise your constitutional goddamn rights.
Yeah.
And protect yourself.
Yeah. And if you were in a city that really, really cracks down on the shooty, and all you can do is carry a stabby, don't try to get fancy. Go low. Go for the region just above the hips. Yep. Go for the... Go for the region just above the hips. Because everybody does this.
And listen, all you got to do is wound them, and they're out of the fight.
Yep.
Unless they're fighting like either high on some drugs, or they're fighting for some purpose, that usually involves hatred and rage.
Mm-hmm.
If they're just average, shitbag, Joe shit the rag bag guys, you wound them, it's over.
Yeah. Yep. And the exception, of course, is if you're facing an actual trained fighter, but those guys tend not to try to mug people in parking lots.
Correct. Yeah, you pretty much are pretty. Like, I can't remember of all of the guys I knew that were professional fighters.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple boxers who did some criminal activity and used their skills to fuck some people up pretty badly, and they got crucified in court. But usually, if you're
because they were boxers,
well,
probably.
If you're a trained fighter, you understand violence, you understand how the game works.
Yep.
And more than likely, you're not going to resort to violence right off the get. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. We had last Wednesday, we had an actual bar fight. I think I mentioned this one.
Yeah, you did.
Two guys went at it, and the guy sitting next to me was a former cop. And of course, being an NCO, you know this too. We've broken up more than one fight between privates. The cop and I just jumped in there and separated these guys instantly. We weren't even thinking about it. I was already dragging the one guy back toward the jukebox before I really understood everything that was going on in the room.
That's the way it goes. All right, Jimmy, I think we're going to go a little early into the super chats. We only got like 3 minutes left.
Alrighty, sounds good. And I'll hit the correct button this time, so DJ Battledorf isn't going to make it a second appearance tonight. So the Barbershop Quartet it is.
Oh, don't tell what you gotta say. Whatever it is, it's probably lame. If you want some advice and need some help, oh, how about you go F yourself? Go no self, oh, F yourself.
Yeah, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that.
Leave the button pushing to the monkey.
I will leave it from now on. We had a lot more examples to go through, but it would have become redundant very quickly. And what we did learn is those news channels are retconning us.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because I chose those because they came up goose eggs.
But they're covering their ass. That's what they do.
Yep.
Yep. All right, we'll jump over here to the YouTube side of things. Got 355 viewers, 356 actually. Got 271 likes. A little light, not bad. See, first one from Mario Trujillo coming in says, as a Mexican, I could be charged as white or Latino depending on how the prosecutor is feeling that day.
Yeah.
Good to know my fate can change on a coin toss.
That's true.
They actually, on the Uniform Crime Report, they add a lot of Latino crime stats to the Caucasian crime stats.
Yes.
Because if you just keep everything Caucasian, Latino, Black, Asian, what have you, you can see it's so skewed. It's incriminating. They have to do that.
I helped an attorney win an employment discrimination case by throwing his numbers aside and demanding the actual names of the employees and demonstrating that they were just calling anybody white.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Well, there are some statistics out there, too, that say, this light-skinned black man is now white.
I mentioned that toward the beginning of the show. Yep.
So fucking stupid.
A dark-skinned white man.
Yes.
Listen, we have to start paying attention to this shit because they've been lying to us for decades.
Yes. And they're retconning us.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, next one here got FMF veteran here with $10 says, for the cause.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Got Ghosty426 here with $10, keeping up the good fight. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Let's see. Jim Engel dropped $5, says, you guys keeping tabs on Poland tonight?
No, what's going on in Poland?
Apparently, Poland and another country in the former Soviet Union were attacked by suicide Russian drones.
Oh, okay.
What an odd thing. Why would Poland be attacked by Russian drones?
I don't know, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Jimmy, I got an ale horn.
Nice.
It's a real ale horn. Anyway, carry on.
Carrying on. Let's see, we got Steve Kenobi here dropping $10. No comment. Thank you there, Steve. We got Pete Meyer here with $19.99 says, when I was in Scotland, most of the people have never even held a gun or shot one. Completely clueless.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
true story. Who's this Pete Meyer guy I've heard before? Don't answer that, Bob. I know Pete.
Let's see. We got the Plains Warrior here dropping $3 and giving us a cheers.
Thank you very much.
I'll
Cheers.
drink to that. And we got Rainy Steps here dropping $13.99 Canadian, eh?
Hey.
No comment there. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Canadian, eh?
Thank
Appreciate
you. Much.
I make fun of the Canadians, but I think they're a good bunch of people. I used to love going over there to play pool.
Yep. Just like everywhere on the earth, there's good people and there's bad people. And you always want to surround yourself with the good people. Sometimes when the bad ones act out, well, things are said and things are done.
Things happen.
Things happen.
Carry on.
Chip happens. All right, we're going to jump over to the Rumble side of things. Rumble, how we tracking? 134 likes, 418 viewers.
Yep.
419. Rut-row.
I don't know what to tell you.
You guys really brought that on yourselves.
The Hillarying will continue until the likes get up.
Until morale improves.
Exactly. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm not sure if the Rumble side of the chat kind of screwed up on me, but the first one here from Pirate Snake on my end is saying, man, McTop Mando, I got your back, brother. Bolshevik. Summon him, sirs.
Bolsheviks.
No, don't say it.
Bolsheviks.
No, please stop.
Bolsheviks.
It's showtime. Bolsheviks, baby. Everyone drink. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we got Tomahawk here with $10. Says, what basketball Americans don't understand is that if white people finally lose their shit, nobody, and I mean nobody, is as good at war as we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a true story.
Yeah.
We burn whole continents to the ground when we get pissed off.
Yeah, and I want to try to process the thinking of people out there saying, yes, we are going to redacted fed post against white people. Like,
okay,
take the first step. Take the first step. I dare you.
All I have to say to that is okay.
Okay, you're not going to like the outcome.
That's really what you feel you need to do.
The funny thing is, most of the people that are vocal about redacting the white population are also black guys. And well, I give it a month, and then these people, saying we need to redacted the white population will probably eventually be either robbed, shot, stabbed, or killed by someone of their own race.
Well,
or dead by diabetes. A lot of the ones that I see are real candidates for serious diabetes problems.
Let's stay away from the talk about that kind of stuff. Let's just continue on the super chats.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. Let's see. Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster coming in says the Trump administration is filing federal charges against the guy who killed the Ukrainian girl on the train.
Again, that is only because we noticed.
Yes.
Yep, and he's asking for Singing Blake to send us off.
We did have a request for Singing Pop. You guys are jackasses. Always want to watch the same shit over and over again. Pick new videos.
Look at me, I wanna be the captain of the sea.
About time.
The poop that came from me, I'd rather steer us to debauchery.
Careful what you ask for, video guy. Careful what you ask for.
Nice.
See, the thing about that Trump pressing federal charges one is I showed you right at the beginning of the show that on the 8th of May, a young woman was murdered ruthlessly, and nobody said a word about that. And that was only 3 months ago.
And we're still waiting for the video evidence of the stabby that happened at that high school football game.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Just saying. An elephant may not ever forget. So I don't know. Maybe I was.
The internet never forgets, man.
No,
it does not.
Let's see. We got Idiot Grimlock here says some reason chat ain't working for some Chrome or Brave users. can one use the Stamp Act to remedy court cases and autograph their bill in order to pay it? I heard from Anna's team that this can be done.
That it sounds like some sovereign citizen stuff. That's probably not going to work.
Yeah, send me that at thebattledwarf.pm.me, and I'll take a look at that and let you know, because it does sound sovereign citizen-y.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, Flashgator coming in says, talking about the military briefly, 2 questions. Reserves or National Guard?
Oh, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do non-combat stuff, Army Reserve. If you want to do combat stuff, Army National Guard. It's just that simple.
And the second question is 35, 38, or 68 series?
68's medic, I believe. I know 35 is now intelligence. That used to be 98. If you've got the scores, take the D lab. Just go to the recruiter and say, I want to take the D lab, DLAB. He'll know what you mean. And if you can pass the D lab, it opens a lot of doors and takes you to a lot of strange and interesting places.
Yep.
There you go. And we got Morgrat here says Greta Thunberg faked an attack on her flotilla near Tunisia.
I don't care.
I don't care about that one.
If she got hit by a hellfire while fucking a monkey in public in a mall, I wouldn't care.
That's right.
I'd be entertained for a brief moment. That's it.
She went from being "How dare you" to rocking the Lord Fuckwad haircut.
She just needs to find the vitamin D. Somebody needs to take one for the team and give her the vitamin D and get her out of the way.
She's got the Quaker Oats haircut. Get it right.
It's Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to accept.
Precisely.
Let's see. We got William Crane here with $10 says there is a war on whites. The people who ran Radio Rwanda were prosecuted for the genocide they incited. So should the MSN for the race war.
Yeah.
They are inciting.
Yeah. That's a good point. Send that to us in an email.
Yes.
And I will flag that and act upon that. That's a very good point.
Yep. And let's see. Ellie Card coming in says, have you heard what Trey Gowdy said?
No.
Fuck Trey Gowdy, and if you like him, you're a fucking moron.
Well, he's a little forgot, but yeah.
Yep. Let's see. International House Whoop Ass says, hey guys, is it true about Russia into Poland today? No, there aren't boots on the ground, but there are flying explosions happening in Poland.
Are they sending blowy epi thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Saying boom putty gliders.
Yep. Serious.
boom putty gliders. I like that.
Let's see here. We got Nick Coldus here with $20 says this will not end well.
No, it will not.
Nope. Let's see here. We're going to be scrolling down here. Let's see. Holy smoking Joe Frazier. Oh, excuse me. We got New Vegas Badger. That's a new name. He's dropping $100 on us. Says, thank you for being on the something. You demonstrated how important it is to maintain one's sense of humor during the dark times.
That's what we do, man. That is specifically exactly what we do. We add some levity to everything because you can't take all of this shit seriously. You're going to go mad.
Yep. And he gets one of
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thanks, man.
Nectar. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Let's see. And 2 Gas here says a word of advice from a woman in Alaska. Bear spray is more effective than any gun on bears.
That's correct. And I used to send my guys when I was in civil affairs. I would send my guys overseas with bear spray.
Yep. Now, on that, back in the 90s, there was this girl who would hang out at the clubs. She's tiny little thing, would walk through the parking lots in the dark in downtown Detroit at like 2:33 in the morning. And I said, just go leave with somebody, please. And I was only like 20, 21, and I knew this. Well, it was Detroit. You knew these things. She's like, it's okay. I have mace. I said, reach for your mace. And before she could get her hand out of her purse, I had her up on the hood of her car and her purse out of her hand. Like, I said,
yep.
And you're not going to, you saw me standing right in front of you and I could take it away from you. So if you're going to carry something like that, practice using it. Because she clearly hadn't. She grabs her purse, looks down at her purse, reaches in her bag, and that was that. It was over.
It's called rehearsals.
Yes. You must practice with any defensive object you plan to carry.
That reminds me, I should have went to the gun range for my birthday. Should have done that.
Well, I did it for you this morning, Jimmy.
Sweet. Let's see. International House of Whoop Ass coming back says, like I've always said, when rationality is gone, violence becomes king.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just true.
And Two Guest says, Pop, what are your thoughts on Red Army conscript doctrine for aiming for the pelvis? Have you ever seen anyone walk, let alone run, with a shattered pelvis?
Actually, that's a drill we use in when I was in SOCOM. Is you assume everyone has some kind of ballistic protection, and you shoot them in the pelvic girdle area, and they're done.
But then finish them, though.
Yeah, they're going down. Yep.
Yeah, then finish them, though, because they may not be able to run, but some of them will have enough wherewithal to pop you.
Yep. Let's see. We got Hooliganism with $2 says, Dwarf, gel test with Underwood ammo sold me on 380.
The only reason I like it is the ability to get to it quickly and deploy it quickly. I know I'm not going to win a real gunfight with it. My intent is just to surprise you, wound you, and get the fuck out of there. I have no delusions of winning a gunfight with a 380.
Yeah, you're fucked.
I mean, hell, I'll take a 22.
Right. Yeah. If I can startle you and injure you and cause you to back off so that I can get away, there's what I wanted to do.
Yep.
Next one.
We got Cliff 3188 jumping in. He's got a couple quotes for us. First one here says, you can't call yourself peaceful unless you're capable of great violence. If you're not capable of violence, you're not peaceful. You are harmless.
Feckless.
That is exactly correct.
Yep. And Cliff's second quote says, I prefer my guns the way communists prefer their voters, undocumented and untraceable.
Fair enough.
I have no knowledge of any such activity, nor could I condone any such activity should I have knowledge of it. Carry on.
There you go. That's the alley car. He says the dog man called and she wants Pop to sing and she's having a litter. And yes, Pop, they're yours.
Oh, God.
A litter.
All right.
We got A Flan 07 here dropping $5, says we need to get rid of brochure precedent. In divorce court, I am both an autodidact and
autodidact. Yes.
Autodidact and unqualified to speak on something I am formally trained.
I got to put that in the book, Jimmy. Autodidact. That's good.
Yeah. Let's see. And Two Guests here says, Dwarf, what would it take to spin up some tools to scrape all the local news outlets to catch this stuff and archive it?
We had one. Unfortunately, I lost my security clearance and now I don't have access to it anymore. That's a valid question, especially in this day and age. Again, email that one to me. I will see what I can do with AI. I've been able to get AI to do stuff lately.
All right.
Going to jump back over to the YouTube side. I think we did see a couple more. It says, yep, Inquisitor Tibby with $20 says, hey, Battle Dwarf, out of all the countries you listed off, I believe that Nepal will be the one to see serious changes. To quote TFM, the pain of inaction has to exceed the pain of action. And for the Nepal, they exceeded inaction.
Yep.
There you go. All right. How's MGTOW doing? Is MGTOW up and running here tonight? Thank God it is. But it doesn't look like we have any super chats over there. Let me do a quick refresh. And while we're waiting for that, drop over to Odyssey. It looks like only one over there is from Blankets. And he's got a post over there. Says, breaking at Caroline Levette just exposed every reporter for not reporting on Irina's murder. Many journalists in this room spilled plenty of ink on Daniel Penny for trying to defend a subway car from a deranged lunatic in New York City.
Yep.
Yes.
I mentioned that in the beginning.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Doesn't look like no other contributions over on DLive. How are we doing over on Twitter? We got 105 views over there.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
All right. It doesn't suck, yeah.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's see here. Looks like that cleans everything up for all the super chats.
All right. Let's
Really?
see if we got the cash apps. Let me check.
Yep, that does it. We can check
All
the
right.
cash app there. We don't forget.
Got a minute.
To see if we got anything else.
Now we did
Stray
get a
issues.
We got a $50 cash app. I went during the movie stream and we didn't get a chance to read it. So
Oh, okay. Throw that in there.
yeah, I've hang on a minute. I'll go see if I can find them on my phone. The email and my computer is all jacked up. Oh yeah. What are you gonna do? All right. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see. Okay, now the one we missed in the movie night was from Mike the Big Bad Wolf. And it says, happy birthday Sunday. Okay. We got one from Zinner Alter for $2. Glad you're doing what you do. Appreciate it. Samantha Butcher for $5 or Bachelor. I'll give
Thank you,
a thumb
Sam.
up. Thank you so much.
see you.
Susan McCarley, 30. It said Musk
Thank you,
should buy
Suze.
CNN. And we got one here from Boss for $5. Is let's see, I gotta open this one up. Deviants represent your enemies. Stay on point. All right, thank you so much, man. So that's all of the cash apps. But again, like I've said before, when we got to the end of the show, we live in America. You have the constitutional rights, freedom of speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. And if the world is devolving into uncontrolled chaos, evil, and violence, that is why you are allowed to defend yourself. Get yourself the ultimate equalizer. Fill out the paperwork to get your concealed weapons permit. Go through the training, rehearse with it, and don't just rehearse once and think you're good to go. You need to do it on a regular basis. Ideally 4 times a year. You buy 50 rounds, practice with it 4 times a year, and you have a baseline competence of how to do it.
I shoot at my age, and I'm never be anywhere near where Pop was, or is now, even for that matter. I go out and I shoot once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot 10 to 40 rounds once a week, and that's really.
And you need to practice with the weapon as you would carry it. Don't just go to the firing line, load it, and shoot it. Put it in a holster, draw it, and practice. Getting the muscle memory, going through the motions. Firing it under stress and then reloading it as fast as you can, because it's all muscle memory. And when I do kickboxing, I train a class in Pontiac every Monday. And repetition is the mother of skill. And once you do enough repetitions, it literally becomes a blueprint in the back of your mind that you never forget and you don't have to think about.
This is a drill that you guys taught us with a pistol with a magazine. 3 random loads in 3 random magazines, like 2 bullets, 1 bullet, 10 bullets. Right? And they would put a random magazine in the weapon and have you shoot it, and you go dry and you got to change your mag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good one to practice as well, because you never know when you're just gonna fucking go dry.
Yep. Did I fire 6 shots or 5?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to ask yourself.
Yeah, you need to unfuck that really fast.
Yep. Let's see here. Looks like we only had one sneaky bastard over on Rumble, and well, of course.
Here we go.
Wouldn't be a Redonkulas stream without
Yeah,
Alucard coming in. Alucard, $2. Snot pocket zinc noodles with zinc broth, vag juice, brownish red yeast, infected chunky period blood sauce, starburst brownish green slime cheese, placenta vaginal genital warts with herpes sliced pus.
That's fucking horrible. And the way he does it, it's just fucking creepy and nasty at the same time. God damn it.
I gotta fuck with you somehow, bro.
It's all good.
Let's see here. Alrighty, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna get out of here a little early here tonight.
Time. Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here a little early here tonight. So that's a first for a while. Just gonna do one more quick run through.
All right.
Chat. Doesn't look like anything else was added, but
wait.
another one.
Rumble always has a sneak asser. Nope, no sneak asser on Rumble. Yep, there's the sneak asser. NG Gas throws $1 at us. Hey, you gonna read the letter? Issue the number? That's Thursday.
Yeah, that's Thursday. Yep. But yeah, we got to do that.
Yep, there we go. All righty, ladies and germs, I believe that's us for tonight. So, Battledorf, final words.
I'm going to do that right there.
Yeah.
This is the Wall of Lives. It's going to go up on the website pretty soon. Every one of these stars is one of you motherfuckers who is still with us today. And this is why we do what we do. Every one of these stars represents a life, and I want to keep adding to this wall.
So do I.
That's my little spiel for the moment.
There you go. All righty, Pop. Safety briefing.
All right, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. It's not going to work out for you. If you absolutely must fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet and watch it go all the way down. Why? Because women are sneaky bitches, and child support does last 18 to 21 years, depending upon the state you are in. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers. And maintain your situational awareness, because if you're going to be attacked, something in your environment will have changed, and it's up to you to see it. And last but not least, I'm sick and tired of throwing you dudes into the dirt because you're taking a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Play the long game. You have no idea what tomorrow holds, and it can change on a dime. Stay in the fight, and if everything else fails, live at a motherfucking spite. And always remember, Uncle Pop's here cheering for you for all of those victories, even the ones you can never tell anyone about. Boom, beer me.
There you go, ladies and germs. And of course, you know me, I am the evil button pushing monkey, but I am also the merchandise shilling monkey as well. Because you guys know, get on over there. I'm telling you, it's the best merchandise on the fucking internet. Plus, it's starting to get cold out a little bit, you know. I want to protect your little fifis from the heat or the cold or whatever. Get you a sweater. Get you a hoodie. Get you a beanie. Do all that good stuff. Come on, guys. Stop fucking around. And my final thoughts are to the magistrate judges, the DAs, the lawyers, and basically everyone that is involved with the corrupt court system that keeps letting out violent felons. You can all suck a dick.
All right.
And that's all I can say right now because we're still on YouTube.
All right.
And on that note, take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on Thursday.